Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special Generation 1 figure showcase, we're going to be looking at the heroic Omnibot Overdrive figure. So, because I'm lucky enough to have a couple of copies, we can have a look at him in all of his modes. We can have a look at the instructions and the accessories that came with him. We can have a look at the mail-away order form that was basically used to get this particular figure. I'm going to show you his original Japanese packaging, and I don't unfortunately have an Overdrive, but I do have another one of the Omnibots here just to show you how the box is changed. I'll bring in the other Omnibots and a few other figures just to give you an idea of his size and scale, and hopefully, as I say, bring a lot of information about this particular figure to yourselves. So before we get started, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now, please, because it really will help me out. So first things first, I always wanted, in fact, all of these three as a kid. And because we lived in the UK, you may or may not have heard of something called the Curse of the UK in the Transformers collecting world. And that was the fact that, to be honest, we couldn't get them. There were so many figures from Generation 1 that just weren't available for us to get. Things like this, all of the mail-aways, like the Omnibots, no matter how many robot points we collected, we still weren't able to get them. This was the mail-away form. Funnily enough, the reinforcements from Cybertron, if you filled this out, which you can see there, you could have sent off for the power dashes or indeed the Omnibots. You can see all the prices are in dollars. I've seen a few other examples of this particular thing for Canadian dollars, etc., but again, none in the UK, and again, none were available. If I am wrong, though, please do correct me. So what we've got here is, because it was a mail away, in the US, obviously they came in sealed bags. I haven't got any sealed ones of them, unfortunately, but when the first run, so this is the very, very first run of this figure that came out, it literally just came out in a really bland, boring white box like this. Now I presume that's his name, and I presume it might say Transformers, but again, I can't read that. This was the packaging that he came in, so it was this particular one here. It would just sit there. So this one is unused, that's why he's got no the actual the stickers on. The weapons all came on the sprue like that, and as I say, they were quite, well, especially this particular version, are quite sought after. Very soon after, they did actually make the boxes much more, I suppose, presentable. They weren't in colour, they were like this. This is obviously, I think this is camshafts, and I've just said that. So they came with their tech specs, with their bios, everything that, to be fair, the US didn't know about until a lot later on. So this was the original packaging, and then their mail-away figures, so the three Omnibots and indeed Ratchet, came in a white box with a blue grid on. Right, so the figure itself, let's start off with looking at the alternate modes. Now these, again, you can tell obviously I'm not going to do the transformation process on this video. That's because, to be honest, I don't really want to transform them, but I know people are going to want to see it, so I'm going to do it in a separate video, nice and slow, where I can just do exactly that, take my time. So here's the Ferrari alternate mode, which looks great. We've got the translucent plastic window, we've got, and again, even back in the day, you see they had a little bit of problem colour matching some of the colours. They had rubber tyres, so you need to be aware of that if you have to purchase one for yourself. They had loads of chrome, and of course that can fade as well. Nice and basic, I suppose, with regards to some of today's figures, just a bit smaller, or yeah, quite a bit. If I bring in this particular figure, quite a bit smaller than this particular deluxe figure, but not too far off it. Bigger than a core class, obviously nowhere near as big as your Voyager class figure. So yeah, relatively small. In fact, I've got an idea. I've got Studio Series 86 Bumblebee to bring in quickly. Yeah, more like a very, very small deluxe figure of today's sort of standard. So this was your basic alternate modes, and I say basic because again, you could class these as triple changes. This was the battle or the attack mode, which, to be honest, I'm sure you can tell is we've just flipped around the gun on the bonnet and folded out the wings. That's made the arms visible, and folded out this bit on the roof. And you know, it's good. It's a nice little gimmick. You still can't, unfortunately, attach any of the accessories to this, whereas on some of the other Omnibots you could attach the accessories to the wings, etc. Still a great little mode, and I suppose maybe it was a precursor for Trax. I don't know, because obviously Trax had the alternate fly, the bonus flying mode as well. Right, before we quickly have a look at the robot mode, this was the instruction book, and again, it's quite funny because in 84 all of the instruction books were full color, whereas every year after that, if it was an Autobot, it was just red, black and white. If it was a Decepticon, it would be purple, black and white. So I don't know, I've never seen any full color omnibot instruction books. Right, all of the weapons then. So this is the 3. You've got the double barrel one. So if you're looking to collect all these, here they are. They are very, very small. Things to be aware of if these can snap off because the hands are so tiny. Also, the chrome can get completely damaged and come off as well. Oh, sorry, it keeps going to focus in on that. Yeah, so he had too many accessories for what he could hold. The robot itself, though, it's classic G1, or indeed it's classic Diaclone, let's be honest. And what I mean by that is I think they display better than what you can do with them, because of course the gimmick back then was the fact that they just transformed. Now the arms do move here at the shoulders, excuse the chrome reflection, that's not something that you get to say very often now with today's figures. They do not swivel any other way. This is, of course, is part of transformation, so I don't want to move that. The head is like your Jazz and your Datsun figures. It's completely attached to the back of this, so you don't want to be moving or turning that. That, of course, can get damaged very easily. You could call this a knee bend, but of course you can tell that's for transformation purposes as well. So the main things you're looking out for if you have to one for yourself is the chrome, the stickers, and the perished rubber tyres. I'll bring in a couple of figures just to give you an idea of size. That's a New Age Optimus Prime. That's a Core Class Optimus Prime. There's your Generation 1 Optimus Prime. And again, here's your industry standard. That's the Netflix version of course, the Earthrise one. Overall, though, as I said, fun figures. In honesty, they display, I suppose, better than they would have played with. But of course, back when we had these as kids, we had the bonus of our imagination with them. Right. Oh, now, although I'm only going to bring these in very quickly in their robot modes, he says that, and the head has fallen out of this. I'm going to update the complete collection of all of these Omnibots videos very, very soon. I need to stop that glare, so you'll be able to see all 3 of them in all 3 of their modes. However, if you can't wait for that, you can check out the complete collection room tour, where they're all like that on a shelf. In the meantime, guys, hope you found this interesting, and I hope it helps you with your hunt for maybe missing accessories, or if you're after one for yourself. Let me know in the comments what you think, and take care.